is there gonna, can I make this, bigger?
Well, I just want you to see the chat as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, I got it over here, right. If I do that, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We live?
Yep. Let me hear how you sound.
Hey everybody, Ira Miller, 55 plus community expert. Well, let's start a little topic today. Want to welcome everybody to Monday Night Live on Tuesday. So Labor Day kind of put a little kink in things. All right, so what do we have going on here? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I don't understand what that means. So maybe Christian can come on here and help us. Little technical difficulties, I guess. I'm gonna have to pay Christian some royalties if he gets on camera. Isn't that how it works? See, this is what you do when you don't have enough time to learn how to do all this yourself. You have to pay somebody to learn how to do this. So this is actually very technical stuff. Right, Christian?
Yes, sir.
You want to go off camera for a minute? Tell everybody to hold on. It says we can't change anything while we are live.
Just go back.
Yeah. Elaine, I think if he gave me a YouTube class, it'd probably go in this ear and out in that ear. There's just too much going on in here for anything else to kind of absorb. All right, thanks, Jeff. So Jeff says it seems fine. Oh, hey, Jim. How's it going? Thanks for joining us today. Just trying to get through a few little technical difficulties here. If everybody says that you can actually see things fine, it was saying that y'all might be experiencing some buffering. So if that happens to occur, if you'll let us know, then we'll try to see what we can do to help with that. But I guess for now, we'll just get on with the show. Can y'all hear me okay? I'll get up closer here in a minute. Okay, so we'll just deal with it.
Yes, if they, let's say, just asking for constant feedback, if they notice anything go down.
Okay. All right, everybody. All right. All right, Jim, thank you for watching. Yeah, you definitely have a unique address since we have Leesburg right down the street here, right? So that's kind of an easy way to remember you. All right, so quality looking good. Let me know, like I said, at any given time if for some reason it starts to buffer or whatever. We'll go ahead and see what we can do to fix that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So, first of all, I'm fresh back from Latitude Margaritaville. I was out there today, met some folks, Tom and Margaret, and we actually had some fun with doing some videos out there. So they came in, they were from New York, drove down, oh my gosh, they drove all the way from Long Island, all the way to Fort Myers, came all the way up here to see Latitude Margaritaville, and they're driving all the way back, so I don't see, it's 6:08. We left about 3, so man, they probably still have about another hour of travel time to get back to Fort Myers. So I don't think they're going to be in time to see this live, but they might be watching it on their phone. So if they are, just want to say hi to Tom and Margaret for joining me at Latitude Margaritaville. I guess they're really excited about that place, which is great. You know, I mean, it is an awesome community, and we got some pretty good footage. So I got some footage of me and them getting started, and then we start going into the models. Now, I was going to go ahead and shoot the models again once I was finished with them, and while we were back at the sales office, it started pouring. Totally messed me up. And I had to get back here for to see you guys for the Monday night / Tuesday video live event. Anyways, always loved going to Latitude Margaritaville. Actually, I bought my new car right across the street at the Daytona Auto Mall. So I had to run over there anyway, so it just worked out really good. So I enjoyed going over there, seeing Tom and Margaret, and also taking some more video. Actually, today we actually went on the square and shot some video live, well not live, but we shot video on the square from ground level rather than up in the drone like I have done in the past. So it's coming along. It's really coming along good. We enjoyed our time there. Didn't get a chance to stop and eat or have a drink or whatever. Didn't get over to the beach club, but still had a good time over there. And, one thing I do want to say thank you to them. See? Change your latitude. But anyways, this is what we like to see. So Latitude Margaritaville is going to have you fill out a form. I don't know how well you can see that. Maybe I'll get a little bit closer. But right down here where it says, how did you hear about, what does it say? How did you hear about this community? They checked off social media and put Ira Miller right there. That was perfect. And he really, he was really proud of himself because he goes, see, I watch your videos. They're great people, and they're big fans of our channel. So I really want to say thank you to Tom and Margaret. All right, so there you go. If anybody goes to Latitude Margaritaville, so here's the thing. I know a lot of people say, I don't want to bother you, we're just going to look, we're not going to buy or whatever. It's still, it still kind of disrupts the process. They might give me a hard time about coming in later on if you do decide that you do want to move into that community or build in that community. So just to play it safe, call me. I'll meet you out there like I did them. Takes me an hour from my house, so piece of cake. It's an hour and a half to come to my office, so no big deal. All right, so let's look at some of the chats. So Elaine, yep, she's having a little bit of fun here with me. That's okay. Drew, thank you very much for the sound and video check. I really appreciate it. And anytime, let me know if there's a problem. Let's see what else. Let's see. Oh, hey, Laura. So Laura, I always see her on Skip's show, his Wednesday Night Live. I guess he's the last Wednesday of the month, and I'm the first Monday of the month, so we don't really conflict with each other. But Laura Lamp, yes, good evening from suburban Chicago. And then I want to shout out Jerry Bell, hey. He gave me a hey, I'll give you a hey back. Paul Honorado. Hi, Ira. Good evening, Ira. Everything looks great. Thank you, Mimi. Appreciate that. I was just going to ask about it. The place looks awesome. And it's getting better and better every single time I go over there. So they have the fitness center up and running. In the sales office, they told me that the fitness center wasn't going to be open until October. It's open. And so we were kind of shooting on the square, and all of a sudden people are kind of coming out. So I know they have an indoor pool there as well. It says fins up. So they got that fins up thing that they always do with the parrot heads. So they have a blast over there. They really make the most of it. Last week we were on the On Top of the World website, and I sent in a question about a day visit when we are snowbirding this January. Can we still work with you, although I emailed them first? So, Stephen, I will say yes. What I will do, Christian, if you'll write his name down, Stephen McShane, it's right here in the chat. We'll go ahead and check with them and let them know that you emailed them about a stay there, but we'll go ahead and get the necessary paperwork done on there. All right, so thank you for letting me know about that, though. That really helps, and we can kind of circumvent a lot of issues. So as long as, it's my understanding, as long as I'm there with your first visit. But I know they'll say that, well, he's in the system already. He reached out and contacted us. So, yeah, I just have to sort all that stuff out with them. All right, so, but thanks for letting me know so we can do that. I'll probably have Danielle take care of that tomorrow. All right, so we'll take care of that. And happy to join tonight. Can't wait for the Latitude Margarita video. All right, so I guess I did mention, or I started mentioning while we were in the sales office. So I did some preliminary shooting, and then I was going to go back in and shoot all the models over again. And it started pouring down rain. And I only like to shoot in good weather. So I'm not going to go back out there when it's dark and gloomy and all that stuff. First of all, I don't like that. Second of all, you won't like it. And third of all, Minto Communities, who I want to give a shout out to because they're so easy to work with, and I really appreciate that because so many other communities give me a hard time about coming in there and doing videos in their communities. So the Plantation of Leesburg, they were wonderful. Minto Communities, they're the builders there at Latitude Margaritaville. Awesome, awesome people to work with. I just give them a shout out. I really appreciate them working with me because without this marketing agreement and all the stuff I have to abide by to do videos out there, they were gracious enough to grant me this marketing material use agreement. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And because every time they see me out there, somebody stops me and says, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't shoot, you can't do videos." And they look at my camera and it looks like this professional looking camera, so they all freak out. And I said, I have permission, I have permission, I have permission. So anyways, so thank you to Minto Communities, awesome people. But I had to leave. I couldn't hang around for the weather to clear up, so I'm going to have to go back. So if Tom and Margaret, you're seeing this maybe after the fact, because we're going to post this after we're done. Didn't get a chance to go back and shoot the models, but we have to put it all together. So I have to make a trip back there again. So it's probably going to be a week or two before I can get that particular video back up and running. All right. So just continuing with joyfully living life. Oh, and by the way, there's a lot of these, what do we call them? I forget. Anyway, all of you people who have all these different names on there, like I don't know a lot of your first names, but if you want to kind of let me know, I'd be happy to call you by your first name. But anyways, need another trip down to Florida soon. Lots of decisions to make for sure. Yeah, so anyways, want to say hey to Bo. Thank you for giving me a shout out. Is Latitude Margaritaville a golf cart community? And wait until you see this new video because I'm showing all these cool golf carts with the parrot head stuff. It's 5 o'clock somewhere and all this stuff. Latitude Margaritaville. You're going to love seeing all these golf carts. So yes, it is a golf cart community. One of my last videos, I showed the shopping center from the drone. I took the drone up, showed how you can come on down the golf cart path from the communities over to the shopping center, and they are continuing to build. They're building more in the front, and they're building more to the side. So there's going to be a lot of commercial stores and stuff for people to go by golf cart too. So yeah, you're going to really enjoy this next video. Like I said, it's probably going to be a week or two before I can get it back out. All right. Oh, hey, Kevin. So we're getting ready to close on Kevin's home, I think on Friday, Kevin, right? So we're excited about that. We got his home sold in a very short period of time. Everything worked out. I think a lot of people saw me working on the home inspection items in Kevin's home. Also connecting the gas appliances on Kevin's home. So we are just about there, ready to close on that home and move on. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. Hello, Carol and Jean Smith. Hey, Ira, thanks for your recent uploads. Any alternative 55 plus communities that are similar to the villages that are south or east of the villages, don't want to be north of the villages? So what I would say is east, first of all, anything east Well, it depends on where you mean east, because like I come up Highway 42. Highway 42 is the northernmost edge of the villages. So if I take 42 straight east, it turns into 44. You make a left, 44 will take you right to New Smyrna Beach. Or I-4 or I-95, and then we can get to Latitude Margaritaville. So, Latitude Margaritaville, Gene, we were just talking about that. South, there's a place called Trilogy in Claremont. I've been there for a realtor convention, but you know, I'm assuming you're asking about these 55 plus communities with all these amenities, like On Top of the World and the Villages and Del Webb, Stone Creek and Latitude Margaritaville. I mean, those are most of the communities. Most of the communities, I only go as far south as, well, in the 55 plus community world, Claremont. Now, I have sold homes in Melbourne Beach. So I'm selling homes over at Latitude Margaritaville. That's in Volusia County. And where else? So, yeah, pretty much. But as far as these active adult communities, AACs they call them, and I really thought about changing my name to AAC Community Expert rather than 55 plus Community Expert. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Anyways, let's see. So there is a place called Sola Vida, Gene, that is in Kissimmee. Not Kissimmee, Kissimmee. And so Sola Vida is an active adult community. I think most people have a problem with the surrounding area of Sola Vida. Plus, Sola Vida really isn't a golf cart community that you can go shopping by golf cart in. So it's kind of down on the list of 55 plus communities, in my opinion. I try to stay as current as I can. There is a brand new place called Lakewood Ranch. Y'all might want to, it's a couple hours from here, south, Lakewood Ranch. And I'm going to have to get down there. It's a couple hours away, but I hear that they have taken over the Villages as the #1 active adult 55 plus community in the nation. So I might have to reach out to the folks at Lakewood Ranch and see if I can go ahead and maybe do a video down there. But boy, 2 hours, we'll see. Anyways, I'm kind of interested in what's going on down there. I'm always looking for cutting edge. I'm always looking for the latest and the greatest, because we're actually even, I think, going to change the name of my team to Avant-Garde. Team Avant-Garde or Avant-Garde Team. Team Avant-Garde, I think. Avant-Garde, is me, someone who's experimental. I've looked up the definition. State of the art, thinking out of the box. I've always done that. This YouTube channel is a perfect example. So anyway, so that's why I'm always out there looking. All right, so let's move on and let's say, Gene, stay with me and we will see what we can do. All right. Thanks, Kevin. September 20th, I was talking with Danielle today, and I was thinking, I have 2 closings this week, and I thought I had 3, and I thought yours was 1. So thank you for bringing me up to date, Kevin. Appreciate it. All right, joyfully living, let me see. So I'm trying to figure out what you are meaning by Tim, not Brian. I don't understand what you mean by that. So if you can please explain, that'd be great. Okay. Oh, Vieira. And yes, Vieira is in Melbourne. Melbourne Beach, Rockledge, Palm Bay. I used to live in Palm Bay. I used to live in Cocoa Beach. Used to hang out in the Vieira area. And so that is a possibility as well. Thank you, Paradise Point. All right, Laura, thank you for that clarification. All right, so I want to bring up another topic, and this is my name. So I'm having an identity crisis here. And maybe y'all can help me with this. Ira Miller, 55 plus communities expert, servicing the villages on top of the world, Del Webb, Stone Creek, Del Webb, Spruce Creek, the plantation, and more. So that's a mouthful, right? I used to be the villages expert. That was easy, the villages expert. This is where I started my career, in the villages. And so I really loved the villages expert. I just thought it was short, sweet, simple, easy to say, and then I guess I was treading on the trademark of the villages. So again, we talked about this last week. I don't want to get too far into the weeds on this, but they asked me to stop using it. I said okay. And I've ever since been trying to come up with something. So, how many people know what Active Adult Community is, or AAC is? So that's a term that's up and coming. Rather than 55 plus communities, now you're hearing the terms Active Adult Communities, because they want to kind of distinguish themselves from, I guess, some of these other communities that might be 55 plus, but they don't have the activities, they don't have the amenities. So you have these AACs, active adult communities. So maybe AAC community expert, community expert of the Villages, Florida and surrounding areas. I don't know. I'm struggling with that. So maybe some of you can kind of help me. Jerry's got an idea, retirement community expert. So retirement community has a little bit of a stigma to it, Jerry. People start thinking that is an old folks' home. I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this since 2000. So 21 years. When you call, even the villages don't like you to call them a retirement community. They like to be called an active adult community, to distinguish from just a retirement community, just a place to go. When you think retirement community, you might think independent living, assisted living. I mean, all those connotations go with retirement community. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has any amenities or activities other than a little card and mahjong room. So, we continue to struggle with our name. Like I said, I have an identity crisis going on here. Sorry. So, AAC is what I'm thinking. But see, I don't know. How many people, Christian, are on our channel today? Because I'd just like to throw it out there and see how many people have heard of AACs, active adult communities, okay? So even 55 plus communities, in my opinion, don't really narrow down. The Villages expert, that pretty much told you that I was an expert of this, of the number one, the number one active adult community. See, I almost said retirement, or 55 plus. But I think there's a lot. I mean, there's mobile home parks that have zero amenities that say 55 plus communities, right? So that's why I struggle with the name 55 plus community expert. I think I just need to try to educate everybody about what an AAC is, active adult community. And so Paradise Point says, I have not heard the term AAC, and that is my biggest concern, so thank you. And then Elaine, never heard of AAC, don't use acronyms much, so thank you. That has been my biggest hesitation and concern. So it looks like maybe AAC is either out the window or I don't know what else to do. Other than, so Laura says my vote is for your AAC expert in Central Florida. Love it. So what I guess I could do, I don't know, AAC, active adult community expert, because AAC has community in there, right? So active adult community expert, maybe I should put active adult community expert and AAC in parentheses, just to try to get the word, get that phrase, name, whatever you want to call it, out there. All right. How about Ocala area active adult community? So Stephen, I'm trying to cut it down, right? So 55 plus communities expert. 10 syllables. I'm trying to get away from that. The Villages expert. 6. The Villages expert. That just kind of flows. The Villages expert flows. I can't use that anymore. Active adult community expert. I think I like that. So what I'm going to do, I think, the more I talk about it, the more I think about it. Thank you, Jerry. That's what I thought. Active adult community is self-explanatory. And then I'll put AAC in parentheses. And I'm going to try to go ahead and kind of try to go and try to make that mainstream, active adult community. So, Amy says, hi Ira, we want to buy a 55 plus gated community in Florida and would like to live near Claremont. Do you have anything in mind? Thanks. We might go down to Florida in 10 days and want you to be our agent. I would be honored to be your agent, Amy. I would love to be your agent. And so, just call Christian. If you can put our telephone number up there, 352-204-9026. So normally I'm working with people all day long. all day, every day. Not every day. Hopefully I try to get the weekends off. Sometimes I don't. But anyways, that's what I have Danielle for. So if you call 352-204-9026 between the hours of 8 and 5, Monday through Friday, very good chance you might talk to Danielle, my assistant, who you'll love, because everybody I talk to who talks to Danielle loves Danielle. Probably more than me. So, I guess that's called job security for her. Anyways, I love Danielle. So she's great and she's awesome. And really she looks out for me and you. And so she's right there. After 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, Christian's still here to 6. You'll get Christian more than likely, or you might get me. And then after that, you may get me. On the weekends, you'll probably get me, because none of those guys are working, Danielle or Christian, on the weekends. And I don't want them to. Stay away from the phone, Danielle, if you're watching this, on the weekends. All right, so there you go. And that's a good one. I think maybe Central Florida's 55 plus expert, Drew, because I'm trying to do what I can for you guys. I want to bring all the communities that I feel like I would retire in to you. And so I get it. Everybody who's been active all their life, worked real hard all their life, all of a sudden you're not working anymore, what are you going to do? Well, I don't know. I guess you can only fish so much. However, these active adult communities have all these activities, and that's the place to live, because you can pick and choose, and you can do how much or how little you want to do. All right? Just make sure it's there available to you if that's the case. And so that's why I'm constantly reaching out. I'm trying even to get up to Latitude Margaritaville in the Panhandle called Water Sound. And so when my wife and I like to get away, we love to go up to, dare I say, Sandestin, or the Destin area of Florida. Love to get away. It's far enough away where there's no way I can get in the car and drive back here and go and work. If somebody pops up and says, hey, I'm here, I want to buy a home. Hey, look, I've got a team now, and I've got plenty of people who I've trained personally who can help you. So if I'm not available at that time, somebody on my team can help you. So I have Dalton, I have Tim, and even Danielle now has her license. And so she's kind of chomping at the bit to get out there and show some homes as well. She knows all the back room information. I just need to get her out there and get her familiar with how to tour people and how to show people these different communities, okay? So I've got plenty of help, and I'm trying to recruit even more. All right, so there you go. So Amy, gonna call Danielle. Thank you very much. Danielle has my calendar, and she will set you up on an auto email home search. So she and I have a little bit of a disagreement with which program. She loves to use our CRM, customer relation module, to send you homes. I like to use it right through the MLS. But that's her and that's me. But either way, you're still getting the same information. So we'll set you up on an auto email home search, which will send you homes that fit your criteria. So she's going to ask you a bunch of questions. How big? How many bedrooms? How many car garage? What kind of home site? How much do you want to spend? That's a biggie. That's the most important. And is there any community, any particular community you're interested in? Is there any, like if it's the Villages is huge. So is there any place particular in the Villages that you want to be located in? We can kind of narrow that down for you as well. So there's a lot that we can do to send you pretty much what you're looking for. And also, here's what I do. Not only will we send you the active listings that are on the market today, we're also going to put you down for pending listings. Okay, so why? Why would I send you pending listings? Pending listings are listings that have contracts on them, and you can't make an offer on them. They already got an offer. They already have a contract. Well, here's why. Because when we send you a listing, you need to know if that listing is available 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or whatever days away. And homes have been selling in 1 day, in 2 days. So we want you to be able to judge the market for yourself. So by sending you active and pending, so we'll send you all the active that fit your criteria. We won't send you any pending up front. But what will happen is you'll start to be sent these active new listings hitting the market, as well as these pending listings. These are all the homes that we've already sent to you and continue to send to you, and you're going to get the pendings as well. So you're going to say, wow, this home sold in 1 day. Wow, this home sold in 3 days. Wow. Well, wait a minute. How come this home isn't selling? This home's been on the market for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. There's obviously a problem if that's the case. So what I get is a lot of calls. Hey, Ira, how come this one home isn't selling? I can probably take a look at it and tell you pretty quick. So it's overpriced. It needs a new roof. It has an old air conditioner. The location is up against a busy road. I can pretty much figure it out for you and tell you why. All right, so feel free to ask me. All right. With your new name, keep in mind what catches on the search. I see several YouTube with 55 in the name. Would you lose out on that search? So Elaine, in the whole scheme of things, there's something called keywords and key phrases. You embed, not to get too technical, but you embed keywords and key phrases into your channel. And when someone searches 55 plus communities in Central Florida, that's going to be one of our key phrases. My YouTube channel will come up, or my website might come up. All right, so that's kind of how that works. So it's not just in the name, it's what key phrases and key words we have embedded in the background that nobody sees in our YouTube channel. Active adult community realty specialist, Jocelyn. I'm trying to shorten it up. So that if I start doing the syllable thing, I'm trying to shorten it up. And Laura asks, if you and your wife were going to retire next week and money was no object, which AAC would you choose and why? All right, so if I was going to retire next week and money was no object, probably what I would do is, I'm really thinking I'd probably go to one of those Latitude Margaritavilles. So, either probably Daytona. I haven't checked out Water Sound yet, which is very close to Destin, which is where my wife loves to go. So it would probably be one of those, actually. I think. You know, the thing is, I've worked in the villages for 21 years. So when you've worked in one place for so long, I think that, you know, you just want something new, right? Want something new, want something fresh. And I think that's probably what I would do. Now, here's the thing, well, yeah, I mean, so in my opinion, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, okay? I don't know if anybody of you know, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, South Florida. It got so crowded in South Florida, I just had to leave. I couldn't deal with it. The last time I was there, I was down there, it was like 3 o'clock, and I was gonna try to run down to Miami courthouse to get a birth certificate, because I was born in Miami Beach. And man, when I got to 95 and I was on State Road 84 in Fort Lauderdale, or Davie Boulevard, one of them, if anybody who knows South Florida there knows what I'm talking about, I got up to that exit ramp and I looked and it was stopped going south. Completely stopped at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh no. What I did was I got on that northbound ramp and headed home. That's exactly what I did. So, don't want to deal with that much. So, I'm kind of over the crowds. Right now, like I said, I like Latitude Margaritaville. They have a lot going on right now. It's still kind of up and going. However, if you go right now today, you can't get a lot. It's pretty much sold out. You have to get on a list, on a waiting list, to get a lot. And then when you do get your lot, then it's going to take you 10 to 14 months to build a home. By then, Latitude Margaritaville town square, town center, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be completely done. So what I love about that is you can take a shuttle bus to the beach, because they have their own little beach club there. Take that shuttle bus, you don't have to drive, which I love. Get there, bring you a little BYOB cooler, and just enjoy the pool that they have there, the little covered area, the beach, the surrounding area, and you don't even have to drive back. So you can enjoy your beer or your drinks or whatever on the beach, and then they'll shuttle you right back home to that community. That sounds good to me. So I'm not an alcoholic, don't drink a whole lot, but when I am at the beach, I like to have a few beers, maybe a margarita, maybe rum runners. There's a place in New Smyrna. I love to go to New Smyrna, so I'd have to go down there on my own. But anyways, I'm digressing. But that's, love that area over there. Ormond Beach, which is really where the beach club is. It's not in Daytona, it's in Ormond. Ormond Beach, north to Flagler, there's hardly any businesses. It's just a beach road that runs right along the ocean there. Or south of Daytona in New Smyrna Beach. Love that area as well. I just love that area. So probably talk myself right into it, right in front of you. Latitude Margaritaville. But again, look, that's just me. Right, Laura? That's just me. So everybody's different. That's why there's all these different communities. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you figure it out where your best place is. I've got one gentleman who may be watching today. His initials are AE, so he knows who he is. And he's single. And he keeps asking me, Ira, where would the best place be for me? And I said, AE, the best place for you probably would be the Villages, because they have all these singles clubs. They have all these people here. There's 170,000 people, believe it or not, just in the Villages alone. There's a lot of singles here, trust me. But we've been looking at on top of the world as well. There's a smaller singles club. It's a little, but you know what? It's like, okay, do I want to be this goldfish in this big giant bowl with all these other goldfish, guys and ladies, or do I want to be in this little small goldfish bowl, you know, and be a little more, you know, selective? And it's just something you're going to have to work out on your own. And they have these little stays, these little 2-3 night stays that you can stay on top of the world. Del Webb, Stone Creek, the Villages, Latitude Margaritaville. I would suggest, if you're interested in these places, take advantage. You can probably go to each and every one and spend probably at least a whole week easy down here just by community hopping. And that's what I would suggest you do. Go to Latitude Margaritaville for 2 or 3 nights. Go to On Top of the World for, I think it's 3 days and 2 nights. Maybe Del Webb, Stone Creek, the Villages. The Villages you can stay for 6 days. So you could probably stay down here for 2 weeks if you wanted to book all those little places. All right, excuse me. So Drew, 43, asks, Ira, how are the HOA fees at Latitude Margaritaville? They have one town center there. They have one town center there? Question mark? Yes. What do you see them doing with the property next couple of years as far as building amenities, etc.? So right now I see them building all of these stores out on LPGA Boulevard. And so just for the people in that community to get there by golf cart. So there's going to be a bunch more than what I've already shown in my video with my drone going over. Hopefully you've seen that one. As far as amenities go, don't know. I have only seen the one town center with the big resort style pool and the indoor pool in the fitness center. And then you have the beach club, with a pool there at the beach club and the beach and the ocean. I mean, I think that's huge. And, you know, to be able to get shuttled over there. Amenities, HOA fees, Drew. Let me see. I don't know if I have the amenities in here, but I'll tell you, I feel like Skip Smith reading the news to you. So they have the resort amenities, the Latitude Town Center, and it shows you all the stuff that they have to offer, which is awesome. I would dare say if they needed more, because they do have a lot of building left to go. They're probably going to They're probably going to go ahead and build more pools out in the area. Although, when we went inside the sales office and we're looking at the 3D model there, which is pretty cool, which next time I go there, I will go ahead and show you the inside of the sales center. So you can kind of see, and maybe I'll get one of the sales agents to show us where they're developing. I don't have the HOA fees in here, Drew, and I can't remember them off the top of my head, so I apologize. If you go to the unboxing of Latitude Margaritaville on my YouTube channel there, I do tell you what those HOA fees are, okay? So I know they're there. I do not think that they've changed at all. It was contingent upon that beach club getting up and running. I know that. So anyways, go check that video out. And then when I make my new video, I'll update you as far as all that goes. So Drew, you liked Laura's question, huh? I did too. And Elaine, I guess, liked it as well. Shuttle bus sounds great and right onto the beach. So I have, Christian, is my video of the beach club, is that still up? Or did we take it all down? I know we took the model video down simply because it was outdated, because of the price. Pricing went up, which normally would. So I'll have, but if I still have the beach club, if I don't have the beach club up, I'll go ahead and put it up, okay? Because that's not outdated. Yeah, that shuttle bus, you know, no driving, don't worry about traffic. You could have I guess you could have a few drinks on the bus, or a beer or anything going to the beach. That'd be awesome. All right, one town center in each Margaritaville. So C. Loker says, all right, so Christian, is that beach club a video all on its own, or does it have anything else on there? If it's just all on its own, go ahead and relist it and put it up so everybody can see that. All right. So, C. Loker. Boy, I'll tell you, this person here, awesome. Beach Club is only in Daytona. Beautiful. Water Sound is supposed to have attached marina. That's awesome. Because I'm hoping and praying I can get a boat next year. That is on my bucket list. My problem is I have champagne taste and a beer pocketbook, as they say. And so I'm looking at these boats, and I need a twin-engine fishing boat, and that'll never go obsolete on me. And so I keep holding out for that awesome fishing boat. All right, so Christian put a link up there. I guess you could click on that link, but now that's going to be live on the video channel, right? On the YouTube channel, Christian. Looking to see if he peeks his head up over there, I guess. Anyways, but boy, a marina, that sounds cool. So maybe I'll go to the beach club for a while, sell, and head out the Panhandle. All right, anybody else? Let's see. Elmer Fudd. Oh, Elmer Fudd. You're back. This guy is hilarious. I didn't know how to take him at first. I'm like, no, cut him out. But he was just goofing on everybody, I guess. So hello, Ira. No off-color questions this time. Just wanted to tell you my wife and I are going down to Florida for a lifestyle visit this December. So, Elmer Fudd, did you contact us? Or did Danielle respond to you at all? I don't know. If you didn't, send us an email. homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com. HOMES aroundthevillages@gmail.com or imiller@eragrizzard.com. Both of them come to the same place. I just have them tied together. Go ahead and let us know. Give us a little bit more information, and we'd love to stay in contact with you. I did have somebody reach out to me, and then I lost it. So if it was any of you who reached out to me, either I think last night, I saw it. They said they were coming down in December. I went to pull it back up, and it was gone. So I'm like, I don't know what happened. Anyways. So Elmer's coming down on the lifestyle preview plan at the Villages for 6 days, maybe. All right, let me see. Ira, let's see. All right, no, what are we talking about? Jacqueline is asking. We're just kind of all over the place, Jacqueline. We're just whatever comes to mind, but mostly we're talking about Latitude Margaritaville here lately. So Jimmy, are the Villages patio villas still getting multiple offers on them? We are still hoping more of them will come on the market. Jimmy, what is your time frame? Because I've been telling people to hold off in buying because I see the market kind of slowing down a little bit. Now, patio villas are traditionally this time of the year coming up, and I'm going to say October, November, December. The real early birds are coming October, buying a home for the winter, and then flying back home, and now they have their home ready to go in January when they come back. The not so early birds, but kind of early bird is in November, and then December's trying to come in and see what else is left, and then you have people that are renting January, February, and March, or maybe just January and February. They're coming down here to look for a home to buy. They'll look around for a couple of weeks, go ahead and make an offer, close in the middle of February, and now they have their home for March and April or however long they want to stay for. So that's kind of how that goes. And the patio villas are typically the seasonal people's favorite choice of home because it's the least expensive. So it's kind of, while the market might be slowing down in this incredible seller's market, then the snowbird seasonal home market is kind of doing one of these coming up. PM, any other nice communities with low monthly fees for unlimited golf like the Villages? I pause because the unlimited golf, I wouldn't say it's unlimited, okay? And the reason being is because of several things. Number one, what I think you're talking about are the executive courses, the 9-hole executive courses, the the short hole courses. They're saying those are free golf, right? It's not really free because you have to pay for a trail fee, which is like $150 a year for each person who's going to ride in the golf cart, right? And then they're free if you walk them. But if you live here full time and you start building up points, you might not be getting on that golf course as much as you would like to. So the unlimited, I hesitate with. All right, so, and not only that, but the $164 a month amenity fee that everybody pays here in the villages, those executive courses kind of fall in within that amenity fee. So that's why I said it's not free, it's not unlimited, because just depending on how many points you have built up. Now, if you're a seasonal person and you're coming January, February, and March, you have a huge advantage over all the people who have lived here all year long and have built up all these points. So that's kind of my hesitation, and I just wanted you all to have the proper expectations and the understanding. All right, so any other communities with low monthly fees for unlimited golf like the villages? So no, all the other golf courses are pay as you play. And that's how the championship courses are here in the villages as well, pay as you play. So you're going to pay for those 18 holes, those championship length courses, no matter where you go, even here in the villages. So they're not unlimited either. Again, the point system. So that's why I would say, you have the plantation, which probably has, between the plantation and Stonecrest, those two probably have the lowest monthly amenity fee. I think the plantation is like $110 a month and Stonecrest is $115, and they both have golf courses. So one is south, and somebody asked me a little bit earlier about communities that are south of the villages. I love the plantation at Leesburg, because of the very, very low amenity fee. A lot of those homes are on water features. They have a great golf club there. They have a lot of amenities. They have 3 different recreational amenity sites. The plantation at Leesburg, and easy access to the Turnpike and to Disney and Universal and SeaWorld and Orlando, and so a lot of advantages for the plantation at Leesburg. Okay. All right, I don't want my chat to get away. Margaritaville, okay. All right, I'd like to stay there for 6 days. Haven't booked it yet, but I'm in contact with the sales team. Cool. All right, Elmer. So let us know when you get yourself booked. I am selling and want to buy. So Jacqueline, where are you selling and where do you want to buy? There is no place like the Villages. All right, so there you go. There's Muskie Patamas. There is their input. So Laura says listing of $300,000 for a 1,200 square foot bedroom, 2-bath turnkey ranch in the village of Summerhill. It was really nicely updated and turnkey with a golf cart, but wow, $300,000. Yeah, I saw that, but that's the market today. It is what it is. And yeah, 2-bedroom, 2-bath turnkey ranch home for $300,000. Before March of this year, that was unheard of. Probably be more like around $239. So the market really has gone up that much. $240 for a turnkey 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a golf cart. So I think that they said, oh, in Summerhill, yeah. So Jacqueline says, I want a house full time. There are so many amenities and clubs and neighborhood activities. It's awesome. So yes, you are correct. There are so many amenities and clubs and neighborhood activities because there are so many people. 170,000 people. They have to have that many amenities to keep up. All right, so Jacqueline's ready to leave New Jersey. Yeah, well, I mean, we've all been following the news, so we understand why you're ready to go. Like I was telling you, those people from Long Island I was with today at Latitude Margaritaville, they're ready to go. They're just like, we are over it, we're done. We're not going to sell our home in Long Island, but we want to be able to go to Florida. Let's see. All right, so Kevin, Kevin bought himself a little investment home, and he ran into some bad luck with that. That's all I'll say about that. And I can relate, because I did the same thing. So, Mashkeepadomas is really loving on the villages. So, do you live here? Do you live here now, Mashkeepadomas? I'd like to know. So, Amy says she's from New Jersey, and she just sold her house. Okay, there you go. So they've kind of connected there. Where would you buy if you moved to the villages? North, south, middle, new, pre-owned, close to a square. What I would, again, personal preferences. What my preference is might not be your preference. So, anyways, I would be, I don't know, I can't even really, I mean, I'm thinking about all the advantages to all the different places about the villages. And I would probably shock you all if I told you my preference. And actually, so, I don't know if you all know I live in Ocala. I don't live in the villages. I live in a gated community in Ocala with no amenities. It's just a gate. And if I lived in the villages, again, it's so somebody who's looking to buy it as an investment, definitely you want to buy around one of the squares, because you're gonna rent your house out much more if it's close to a square. I tell everybody, look, unless you're a big dancer or a big partier or a big drinker or whatever, those squares lose their appeal after 3 to 6 months. They just do. And I always use the term, it's like Disney World. So you go to Disney World, most people, now hey, there's people that will go to the square every single day. There's most people that will go to Disney World every week, right? But that's the minority, that's not the majority. So I would not live around one of the squares. Why? Too busy, too much traffic. You're just not probably going to use them like you think you would and go there all the time. It just loses its appeal after a while. And basically what you do is you start joining clubs. So you belong to the bridge club, you belong to the clay, you belong to the ceramic, you belong to the dancers club, you belong to all these different clubs. That's what you continue and stay with. And the squares are there when you have family and friends that come to visit. Hey, let's go down to the square. And that's when you kind of go down there. But you just don't go there much anymore. So what you want to do is kind of avoid that area, especially in the wintertime, because it gets crazy down there. Because your seasonal people and your renters, they're all about that. They're just all about the party. So they go down there and they burn it up for 3 months and then they're gone. Well, that's about when I tell you, you're probably over it after about 3 to 6 months anyways. So that's just what happens. So I would say, anywhere around the center, if you look at a map of the villages, you kind of pick the center of it all. I think that's where you'd be the happiest, is in the middle. Right? Me, Marion County, Nancy Lopez area, that's where I would like to be. Why? Because I'm away from the crowds. I can get to Ocala very easily. I can get to Bellevue. Why Bellevue? Bellevue has a lot of restaurants, and so in the wintertime, you're not going to get near one of these restaurants here in the villages. So, I love Ocala. That's where I live. That's where I live now. So if I wanted the amenities of the villages and still wanted to be near Ocala, Marion County, it's more mature. Landscaping's more mature. Those are 2002, 2003 homes in there. Maybe as much as an 04 home. That's my place of preference for the reasons I just told you. Anyways, back to the chats. Let's see if I digressed here. Don't rent for more than. What is Kevin saying? Don't rent more. Don't rent for more than a year, trust me. He's saying don't sign a lease for more than a year. Because if you don't like the people that are in there, you got to kick them out. All right, let me go back up here. Whoops. All right. So, there are so many. Okay, I'm ready to leave New Jersey. I agree. My house up for sale. Love the villages. So I'm really interested in what this Muskepa Thomas is talking about. Where would you buy if you moved to the villages? Okay, there you go. I answered joyfully living life. Kevin said, yeah, don't. Be careful renting long term, yes, full time in Finney. Okay. Loves the village. What are the odds of finding a renter in off months in the villages? So Pete, I just said, if you're looking for a renter, you want to buy a home close to one of the squares. Closer you are to a square, easier it is, it's going to be to rent. I moved here in June 2020, but just retired in May of this year. Finney is the best area, living like a millionaire in a resort. Muskepa Thomas, you actually sound like a village's sales rep. All right, so Kevin's saying, careful. Pete, I want to live full-time north. The cooler, the better. How long to rent and where is a good place while I'm house hunting and want to make sure we like Florida. So the best place to rent is the villages. I mean, that's just straight up because these other communities don't really allow you to rent any less than 6 months. So here in the villages, they'll rent day, week, month, multiple months, years. You can rent anything you want, Airbnb, VRBO, whatever. So if you want to rent someplace short term while you're looking around, the villages. Go to Villagers Homes, the number 4, rent. VillagersHomesForRent.com. Those are by owner rentals, and great source, great place to go, and you can rent whatever you want to rent there. All right. Let's see. So how long to rent, and where is a good place while I'm house hunting? Say, you rent for a month. I wouldn't rent more than 2 months. You're just throwing your money away now, right? So the more months you rent, that's just money gone. So I would just say not more than 2 months. So I think, Laura, Pete was saying, what are the odds of finding a renter, not a rental, in off months? So I'm thinking if he had an investment home for a renter in the off months, closer to the square the better, and you'll get more rentals out of that investment home. All right. Let's see. So Kevin did have a home down in the Finney area, DeSoto, McClure area. And I will say that the developer is really trying their best to bring that area up. Because for a long time, there wasn't even a shopping center there. But since in the last year, they've put a shopping center in. They've put the golf cart bridge over the turnpike so you can get to Brownwood. And now south, across from the prison down there, they're putting the new high school down there, and they're putting like this hybrid, it's a hybrid town square. So it's kind of like half rec center, half town square. It's probably about half the size of one of the squares. And they're going to put some shops in there, and then they're going to put a lot of amenities in this hybrid square thing that they got going on. Something totally new, so they're going to put that in there and see how that goes. All right. So Amy asked Laura how much. Jacqueline D, really? I have friends in West Palm Beach, Stewart family in Naples. Anyways, let's see. Laura Lamp, I think I paid $70 a night plus a security deposit and cleaning fee. What about St. John's? Ooh, you're talking about the St. John's River, talking about the St. John's River area. You're talking about St. John's County. I'm not sure. Play pickleball. Oh yeah, okay. If you like nature and trails and less walled villages, Finney is awesome. Let's see. I think the whole snowbirds make the villages too crowded is overblown. Oh my gosh. So, Muskepa Thomas, you are really sounding like a village's sales rep, I hate to tell you. The more you talk. Because, my friend, it is not overblown. So, maybe so much down there in Finney and the DeSoto and the Linden area and all of that, maybe not so much down there because they don't have a square there. And everybody's going, but trust me, you just moved here in 2020. I've been here for 21 years and have experienced the the crowds and the traffic and the waits in the restaurants. And so I totally disagree with you. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with you. And I don't know why. Anyways, so I'm kind of, okay. Anyways, so yeah. Magnolia Plaza, yep. Pete M. Whoops, sorry, I thought you wanted to rent a home in the off season. My bad. Absolutely, mush. So Kevin is on board with mush. Well, and I'm, look, I'm on board to a point with mush. I have to draw the line when he says there's no crowds and it's overblown. It is not. Try going to Edna's mush in the wintertime, January, February, March, and you tell me that it's not overcrowded. So, look, I'm here to tell you guys really what's going on, and I'm only going to tell you the truth about any community, any home, anything. I'm going to tell you like it is. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. I'm just going to tell you what my perspective is, and I'm sure that's why you're here. You wouldn't have it any other way if I didn't tell you both sides of the picture, because you are not going to get both sides of the picture if you only get with one of the village's sales agents. A lot of people like mush, sometimes they have to justify where they live, and what they've done. So I agree. Finney is beautiful. They have live music. They got a guy that, or maybe two guys that are acoustics over there at Edna's that I've seen. And I've been there quite a few times. They just have these acoustic guys down there. And Edna's are these food trucks that they have down there. And they had to have food trucks because they didn't have any restaurants for people to go to. So, in the developers' infinite wisdom, they said, hey, let's put some food trucks down there and see how that goes. Well, when you're in an area, there's no there was one. There was the Finney Grill. And that was so crowded, and you couldn't even get in there. They came up with this food truck concept. Anyways, so Mush, you've been here since last year, and in a pandemic. So let's kind of keep the conversation going. Again, you're way down south, you're away from a lot of stuff, but even there, when you have, I don't know, I'd say there's at least 10,000 homes now down there. So thank goodness Magnolia Square came up, and they have a Publix grocery store now and some restaurants, and it was much needed. So anyways, just kind of don't want to beat up the villages, but all I'm doing is trying to play the devil's advocate is all I'm trying to do. So Mushkey Potomas. Put it all into perspective. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Try living in Seattle, he says. Or she, I'm sorry. Apologize. Not sure if it's... But anyways, I get it. I get it. Because we've all seen all the films and the video and all that. So, all right, there you go. Thank you for clarifying. Thank you for bringing me to task. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I get where you're coming from. It's all in perspective. Just like a lot of people come from Long Island. And I say, hey, you got to watch out for the taxes, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, taxes? We pay $15,000 a year in taxes on Long Island. These taxes here are nothing. It's all in your perspective. So I get it. So I'm careful about, I kind of lay it out there, tell you what you're up against, and then you tell me, you make that decision. All right, so let's kind of move on. Do the villages raise construction prices to match the existing home sales, or do they keep in line with actual construction costs? Same question for Latitude Margaritaville. Well, they have to, everybody has to keep up with, there's a shortage of lumber, there's a shortage of paint, there's a shortage of drywall. When you have all these shortages, it's all about supply and demand. So now, building construction is delayed. Prices start going through the roof. So yeah, you have to kind of pass that along to the consumer. Now, the question is, do they come back down as supply catches up? And now there's not so much supply, and then prices start coming back down. I know sheets of plywood were just, it was just crazy. It was like $60 for a sheet of plywood. So I understand wood studs have come down in price, sheathing has come down in price. So anyways, it's all relative. But when they have, I guess, base prices, we can kind of take a look and see if they're keeping up with. But chances are, when they get up here, they're not coming back down. So anyways, we'll see. Thank you, Kevin. I love you guys too. You know that. Thank you very much. I love that the good, the bad, and the other. All right, if one wants to be hermit, then don't come to the villages. I like people that come here. They're fun seekers. So I'm sure you probably are over there at that, at Brownwood quite a bit. Jacqueline, I was looking in Ocala, Vero Beach, Stewart. We finally have 6 pickleball courts in Rhode Island. Yay. Wow. St. John's, Elsian? Haven't heard. Oh, Jacqueline, you paid $13,000 in taxes. See? That's what I'm telling you. It's all relative. So 6,000 or 7,000 is nothing. You're paying 50%. It's going to get cold soon. Yeah, well, Labor Day was here and gone, and now we're in the fall. All right, but it's not the true shortage, it's BS. Hi, what is the best area to buy in the villages? Oh my gosh, Mark. The best area to buy. Again, it's all relative to what your wants, needs, and desires are. I've already told you what mine are. Mine are being able to get out the back side of the villages if I have to, and get to Ocala, which has a lot to offer. A lot of restaurants, a lot of stores, malls. So that's kind of my thing. Might not be yours. The squares aren't a big deal to me because I don't even go to them now, and I've been here for 21 years. Used to go to them, but again, I liken it to Disney World. Been there, done that, and now I know they're there. I know I can go there anytime I want. And so, you know what? If a special occasion comes along, yeah, I'll go to one of the squares and go to eat or whatever. Not in the wintertime. Let's see. GTSY. Don't know what that is, Jacqueline. Can you speak a little louder? I cannot hear the sound. How about now, Mark? Only 57. Where are you, Mark? At Mark 61 and single. Yes, been 50s in the AM. Wow. Man, wow, that sounds really refreshing, actually. So, Jacqueline, I'm 55, early retired, selling my 7-bedroom Jersey Shore beach house. You go, Mark. Retired at 55. Man, what that would be like. That would be awesome. Disney is criminal. I am from New Jersey also. Mark, what do you think? Do you think I'm too young to live in the villages? And since I'm only 55, I look like I'm 40. Well, Mark, I would say no, you are not too young for the villages. There's a lot of people who are younger like you. And honestly, at your age, 55, I probably would say the villages is the best place for you. If you're 55, look like you're 40. But again, I don't know. Having just come from Latitude Margaritaville, that is a very active, pretty cool place, right by the beach. That might be a second place to check out. Let's see. Jacqueline, are you hitting up on Mark? It sounds like you are. So, Jacqueline and Mark really have it going on this evening, I'll tell you. Mark, I guess you just kind of jumped in here a little bit later, didn't you? Karen is retiring at 55. She has to wait for me. Mark, hey everybody, are you all having a problem hearing me? Because Mark is having a problem hearing me. I have my mic turned all the way up, and I haven't had anybody mention anything about not being able to hear me. So if y'all can kind of, I know Kevin, you do me a favor. Oh, thanks, Gene. So Gene says I'm coming in just fine. Scott, thank you, Scott. You can hear me loud and clear. So Mark, I think you need to turn the volume up on your computer, because everybody else says that they can hear me just fine. So I've got my little dots turned up. This little thing here, it's turned up as high as I can get it. And so that's why I had to check with everybody else. Everybody else says they can hear me fine. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Amy. Paradise. Kevin. No voice is good. What are you trying to say, Kevin? So, Sandy, we're talking about where is the best place to live, or where in the villages is the best place to live. So that's kind of been the topic of this evening. And so everybody Mushki Potomas. Where are you, Mush? You've kind of dropped off my radar here. But Mushki Potomas is absolutely loving it down there in the Finney DeSoto area. And I have to say, all right, there we go. Thank you, Muskie. Anyways, it's all in what it is that you're looking for. There is no right or wrong answer. Where in the villages, there's different. That's what I do best. And this is why whenever I meet anybody for the first time, we sit right here in this room at this conference table and we talk for an hour to an hour and a half. Really. I mean, I should almost do a video about that, I think. We talk for about an hour and a half. I'll sit here, they'll sit here, and we talk about, okay, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you know about the villages? What is it that you know about On Top of the World? What is it that you know about Del Webb Stone Creek? Latitude Margaritaville. What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? What, I dig, because of how long I've been doing this, for 21 plus years, I know the right questions to ask, and I have my little book, and I'm making notes for everybody, and then we really drill down and figure out the best place to live, best community, and if it's the villages, where the best area would be for you. That's kind of how we do it, all right? So, let's see here. What else are where should a 55-year-old single guy live in the villages to be? So that's a great question. So, Pete, I would say probably the best area would be around Brownwood for you. And why? Well, I would say be around 55-year-old single guy, live in the villages, to be bar activity and sports, act socially. I'd say if you lived around Brownwood, you can get an awesome home, be right by the square. Everybody from the Finney, DeSoto, and areas would be coming to there. You're right there. A lot of people from 466A South. That's probably be the best spot for you. Since you're very active, since you're single, since you want to mingle, there's a lot of recreation, and if you want to make a trip on over, get your golf cart and go on over to the Finney area, you could do that as well. Muskie Patomas really loves it, and so there you go. But a lot of the young, active singles are going to be right there on that square, so the closer the better is my opinion. Anyways, that's what I think. All right, so Mark, someone says the further south you go, the younger the people are. Is that true? What village is good for me? So obviously, this is a 55 plus community. So people are retiring and coming to the villages. Yes, if you go down there to Finney, DeSoto, Linden area, St. Catharines is the latest and the greatest down there. Bradford, Chitty Chatty. You're moving in right along with all the other new people moving in, okay? So, yes, you're down there with the newer people and probably the youngest, I guess, right? But then you have to kick in your social activities. So that's what I think Pete asked. About, okay, so once you move down there and you're down there around all those people, now what are you going to do? Well, then Then you're going to start coming to the square if you're single and you're 55. And you're going to be, going to all these recreation centers and trying to do the sports thing. So, yeah, we'll figure it out for you. Anyways, let's see. I want to make sure I don't pass anybody up. Jacqueline's single, ready to mingle. She's ready to go. Her and Mark are already hitting it off pretty well. Wait till Eastport opens up in a couple of years in the villages. It'll be like Jersey Shore. That's that hybrid area I was talking about. Hey, Jacqueline, I'm single. Also, my long-term girlfriend, she died. Ooh, gosh, Mark. Really sorry to hear that. That gave me a pause. I'm sorry. All right, so Muskie Patomas, thank you very much for your comment, for your kudos and your compliments of me. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Pete, are there any decent jobs to kind of do part-time if you want to earn a little money and be semi-retired, but not too little per hour spent? I know a lot of people, they like to be one of the guards at the gate. I think they do that a lot for insurance even. A lot of people like to work on the golf courses, be one of the ambassadors. You just drive around in a golf cart all day, talk to all the golfers. That's a pretty cool job. But yeah, I mean, there's so many jobs here. It's crazy. So I'm getting calls. Reginald Thorne. I'm gonna have to get back to Reginald. Anyways, all right, Mark. So you can hear me now. Did you turn yourself up? So what do you recommend for me? Can you tell me a good area to live in where I can meet women that want a long-term relationship? Well, first of all, the singles clubs. They have a ton of singles clubs here. You go down to the squares. I think, honestly, Lake Sumter Landing is probably the most popular square of all three. Which is what I'm told as well. Kind of more in the middle, but now everybody's talking about. But where's the young crowd? The young crowds are in the squares. They're hanging out at the squares. Here's the thing: no matter where you live, okay, no matter where you live, you're gonna get involved in clubs. And if you go to districtgov.org, go in there under recreation, look at all the clubs. They've got, I think, 300 pages of clubs here in the villages. You'll be joining the clubs, and you'll be meeting people with like-mindedness activities, right? So you'll be meeting people that like to do the same thing you do. So join the clubs, join the singles clubs. And then quite naturally you'll go to the squares and hang out. But I think, honestly, you're going to meet more people at one of the clubs, the kayak club, the bridge club, the woodworking shop, whatever you like to do. And then the singles clubs, you're going to meet people. It's not going to be a problem no matter where you live, honestly. So when you talk in those terms, then you want to find the best home for the best value no matter where it is, because honestly, those clubs meet all around the whole villages. They continue to meet in all the different recreation centers. So I think that's the ticket, honestly, myself. So if you're like, well, I want to move into an area where there's just all young people. I mean, look, 65, 75 people, old people are going to be moving into newer areas too, right? So I would suggest focus on the house that you love for the best price, with the least amount that you have to do, with the lowest bond. Let's work on that. That's what I would suggest. All right. Okay, Mark, you can hear me now. Tons and tons, full and part-time jobs. Yes. For the village's business. Okay. So what do you recommend? Where to go? Wait a minute. Okay. My little... So what do you recommend for me? Can you tell me a good area to live in where I can meet women that want a long-term relationship? So I think I answered that, Mark. Just join the clubs, join the activity clubs, join the singles clubs, and you're good to go. Ocala sounds good. Lots of stores in the mall. Have a learn more about the area. 2 malls, Sylvia. It's great. Mark, there are singles groups all over the villages. Very good, very good. Thank you. Must keep. So that just goes to tell you, they're singles. Join the clubs, and you'll meet people of like-mindedness, and you're good to go. Mark, there's 170,000 people in the villages. Yeah, you're going to meet somebody for sure. 170,000 people. For sure. Thank you, Kevin. We haven't said that in a while. So does anyone in the villages now? Can you tell me where I should move? Again, Mark, I would concentrate on the home. Right? Find the best home that you could buy for the best price. Move there. You'll be happy. I promise you. You'll never be sad. You'll never be disappointed. And I'm telling you, after thousands of homes, well, I've probably, in my 20 plus years, probably sold about, 1,100 homes. About 40 to 50 a year is what I usually sell. But I can tell you, all these people that are happy that in the home that to my detriment, I can tell you I do such a good job fitting people with the house. A lot of real estate agents are successful because they get repeat business. A lot of my customers are very happy where they settle, and they don't move very often. The average they'll tell you is you move 3 times while you're living here in the villages. Most of my people, once, maybe twice, but I'm trying to think if I have anybody that moved 3 times. Usually it's once. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure I catch everybody. Drew43, great show. Ira, thank you for doing this. This is fun and informative. Thank you, Drew, for participating very much. I appreciate it. I wish there was a number that I can call and talk to you privately. Who are you talking to, Mark? You talking about Jacqueline? Let's see, Mark, I am. Jacqueline says, ciao. Are you leaving me, Jacqueline? No. Jacqueline is so sad when someone dies. My old girlfriend, she died 5 years ago. Oh, Mark, that's very sad. Looks like you made a love connection. I'm telling you, Mush, I told you that early on. Thank you, Stephen McShane. I appreciate that. let's see. I'm just trying to make sure that I get to everybody. It's the lowest tax rate in Marion County, Sumter, or Lake. It's in Sumter County, not in one of the cities. So you have Wildwood, city of Wildwood, kind of raises the taxes in the newer area of Sumter. You have Fruitland Park and Lady Lake, which raises the taxes in Lake County. Marion County stands kind of on its own. There are no city taxes in Marion County, although Marion County does have a little higher millage rate. So they all kind of equal themselves out because of that. All right. So there you go. Hopefully I answered that question for you. Mark says, last year my property taxes were $28,000. Wow. Yeah. You can live anywhere here in the villages and you'd be loving life. No, we just sold our home in DeSoto. Yep. And thank you, Kevin, for trusting me to go ahead and help you sell your home. Anybody currently in the village want to tell me the best villages to live in? You can't. Mark, just can't. I mean, I'll tell you, anybody who lives in the villages will tell you their village is the best place to live. I promise you. You talk to anybody. And then I tell you, a lot of people who rent here in the villages and they rent in one of the villages, they tend to stay in there because they meet people, they get comfortable in there. So be careful if you rent. You have a tendency to stay in that village. Are there any big party lakes nearby where you can boat and jet ski and do the tie-up and socialize things like we do here in Oklahoma? I would say, Pete, they do a lot of that. Not at the lakes. We have the chain of lakes, Lake Griffin, Lake Harris, Lake Eustis, Lake Dora, but, and they have restaurants and everything all around and all along the lakes. So yeah, those are kind of like party lakes as well. I would say, now I know there's a lot of people around here who go to Homosassa and Crystal River with their boats, and there's tie-up places there that everybody goes and hangs out in. So definitely there's places around here to do that. And without worrying about gators. So yeah, you want to go ahead and go on into the salt water of Homosassa and Crystal River. Well, and Mark, that's why we have Latitude Margaritaville for you. Yes, they all have gators, Mark. And Mark, that's what I just mentioned, Latitude Margaritaville. So we got handyman, so we can definitely. Oh my gosh, you're 6'6", dude! Wow. 250, muscle, former bodybuilder. Mark, we need to talk because I'd rather kind of work with you and kind of help you figure out where you need to be on a one-on-one. So get with me and I'll definitely tell you the best place for you to be, okay? And Mark, I do these every first Monday of the month. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask everybody before you all leave. We're gonna wrap this up. It's 8 o'clock. We've been going for 2 hours. Before I do, I thought about doing this every week, or maybe every other week, rather than just once a month. So let me know what y'all think about what you would think if I did this every week or every other week. You can text, you can call. Christian just put up 352-204-9026 if you want to put your comments in a text and let me know what you think about, you know what they say, you can always have too much of a good thing, right? So maybe every other, I would be willing to do it every week. I mean, tonight, we really had a very good crowd. I appreciate everybody who participated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I really do feel like there was a need for more than just once a month. It just seemed like it was just way too long between times that we got together. So I think we're going to do this the first and third Monday of the month. Let's start off with every other week, see how that works, and Mark, I have a place in mind. I don't want to get everybody kind of going crazy about, you should be here, you should be there, you should do this, you should do that. Because everybody has their opinion. And you know what? Everybody is right. Nobody's really wrong. Why? Because that's what works for them. So everybody is right about where they think you should, even in the villages. You should live in the village of Sanibel. You should live in the villages of Hillsborough. You should live in the villages of Hemingway. You should live in the villages of Polo Ridge. I mean, everybody thinks their village is the best place to live. So let me give you an unbiased, neutral opinion. Get a hold of me. Christian put my number in here, up here at the top where it says Ira Miller, 55 plus community expert, 352-204-9026. If you reach Danielle, tell her you're Mark, you're the guy that was on my chat tonight, and we'll talk and hopefully meet. And Marcia, where have you been all night? Gosh. Marcia and I were just talking about a home I just listed and about homes that she's interested in. So I think Danielle talked with you today, Marcia, right? Thanks, Drew. Florida's AAC expert. I like that. All right, guys. Christian, my assistant / editor / friend, is working overtime today. Usually he comes in at noon and works till 7:30 or 8 or whatever on the nights, on the days that we have this chat. So I need to get Christian home. Oh yeah, that's right, Marcia. Now look at Muscatipatomas. Boy, is there some wisdom there. Mark, you are a man with a one-track mind. There are ladies everywhere. Meeting guys is important too because they may introduce you to your soulmate. Cool. I love that. That is what we will part this evening's live with me, Ira Miller, 55 plus communities expert, or active adult community, right, Drew? Active adult community expert, AAC expert. All right, Bo's on board for every week. And Mark is on board for every week. I'll get with Christian. I'll see if he's willing to hang in there. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Thank you very much for attending tonight. This is great. This is like the best chat we've had ever, I think. It's 8:06, 2 hours. And usually, I'm kind of trying to think of things to talk about. I didn't have to do that at all. So here's Kevin. I think he might want to say goodnight to everybody. Kevin.
Ira, that was the best show ever. Ever. This was hilarious.
We'll keep them coming. We'll keep them coming, Kevin.
Yep, absolutely great. Absolutely great. Hey, I'll call you in a week, okay?
All right, Kevin. Thanks for calling in.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And by the way, next time anybody wants to call, we'll give you the number to call me. We can do a live call-in chat as well. We'd love to do that. That's great. Thank you, Kevin, for calling in. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. How's that? And then maybe we'll make it into every Monday night. Let's kind of play it by ear. We'll do it in 2 weeks for now, and then Mark, get a hold of me, and then we'll go from there. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.